So because we are already in the cold weather, it's time to wear warm, sweet, spicy, ambery, cozy fragrances. So I have here 12 fragrances that fits that category. Hi everyone, I'm Jolim from Scented Moments channel, where I help you to discover the wonderful world of perfumery. So in this video I have 6 designer fragrances and 6 niche fragrances that are so warm, cozy, spicy, enveloping, that are perfect for winter and the holiday season. So we have so many offerings out there, and I even could mention much more fragrances that fit this category, but I mean, to help you to trim the alternatives out there, I will just share with you 12 fragrances, 6 designers, 6 niche. In the designer category, one of them is from a private collection. So let's start with the designers first, like we usually do. Again, no specific order here. The first one is very popular, and I mean, we need to mention this fragrance every time we are talking about warm, cozy, spicy fragrances. It's from the house of Maison Margiela, and it's by the Fireplace. It's my favorite from this replica line. This is this smoky, very nutty, like roasted nuts with woods. Delicious. It's simply to die for. This is realistic. It really feels that you are by the fireplace. It's warm, sweet, but very smoky and nutty, like burnt woods, burnt chestnuts. I mean, it's delicious. Absolutely love this. It's perfect for the winter and holiday season. I mean, it's a must-have for this season. It's by the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. The next fragrance is from the house of Cartier, and it is L'Envol Eau de Parfum in this unique bottle presentation. Well, I think that they are not producing this bottle presentation anymore. I think the 100 ml now comes in just a big bottle without this glass around the bottle itself. I mean, I really do like it. It's really unique. Yeah, this glass feels a bit thin and fragile, but I still do like the uniqueness of this fragrance. So this is a honeyed iris fragrance with musk. The honey in here is fantastic. It's this sweet beeswax type of honey. Oh, I absolutely love it, with this powdery iris and musk. I mean, it's one of the most creative, unique design fragrances, and of course, it's a Cartier. I mean, the quality is here. It's one of the best honey fragrances that I tried. So there's that. This is the Eau de Parfum. You have also the Eau de Toilette. I think you also have a Parfum eventually, but I'm not sure about that. But definitely have an Eau de Toilette, which is of course more airy, more fresh, but I like the density and the thickness of the Eau de Parfum. Absolutely love this. If you love honey, this is a great alternative, and it's very warm and cozy. Next fragrance, also very popular, and it's a cheapie in the online discounters, of course, and it is London. I really love this. First of all, I love really the bottle presentation. This is 100 ml Eau de Toilette, Burberry for Men, London for Men. I mean, this is again very popular, and for a reason. This is you have the port wine accord, which is actually quite good, quite realistic. Me being from Portugal, I know how that smells, and I can say that this is spot on. So you have this sweet booziness. You have pine. It's very piney, a bit incensey, woodsy, of course. This smells like Christmas. It smells like Christmas, like you are near to the Christmas tree, drinking your port wine. It's wonderful. It's like a designer version of Fianangi, almost. Ah, it's fantastic. Absolutely love this. And of course, when we are talking about warm, cozy fragrances, this one is another designer that we need to talk about, because you don't have a lot of designer in the mainstream realm of things that would be warm, cozy, because usually either they are blue, so they are fresh, like shower gel fresh, or they are incredibly sweet, bubblegummy sweet, so no warmth or coziness in there. So I mean, it's hard to find in the designer realm fragrances that will fit this category, but I think this one is really good, especially for the price. I mean, doesn't smell cheap, doesn't smell overly synthetic. I think it's one of the best, if not currently the best, from this brand. Burberry London for men, fantastic warm cozy fragrance here. Next fragrance, it's a classic, and it was so hyped. I mean, let's say 10 years ago, and even less, like 6 years ago, it was quite hyped. I mean, when I joined, or when I discovered the fragrance community back in 2016, I mean, this fragrance was still being talked about. I think this is not discontinued, but it's hard to find. Definitely hard to find in the online, not online, but in local perfume stores, at least here in Lisbon is. It's from House of Givenchy, and it is P or Pie. This is fantastic, released in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. This is still, in my opinion, one of the best fragrances from Givenchy. Very original. This is a tester, that's why you can see like the lettering here in front of the bottle. I mean, it was I purchased this one like what, a couple of years ago, and it was a steal, brand new bottle like this. First of all, I love the bottle presentation. It looks like a pyramid from Egypt. And this is basically benzoin, lots of benzoin, vanilla, and woods. It creates this very warm, resinous, slightly sweet, woody feel that I just love. I mean, you don't see fragrance brands nowadays, designer fragrance brands, releasing perfumes like this anymore. Yeah, you don't. I mean, you have one or another. I mean, I could have mentioned eventually Rouge Moustache de Parfum eventually, but I feel that this one is more cozy, although the Rouge Moustache de Parfum is also warm. But I don't feel that. I mean, it's cozy, it has a coziness in it because it also has a lots of benzoin and vanilla, so maybe I could have mentioned, and well, can be an honorable mention, but I feel that this one is a bit better because you also have pine needles, you have a bit of mandarin orange in here, so this is, you have everything that you want in a holiday winter time. You have the pininess, if that's a word, the vanilla, the benzoin, then you have a touch of this mandarin orange peel. It's fantastic. Absolutely love this one. It's again Givenchy P or Pie in English, as you prefer, and this doesn't need any introduction, but I highly advise you to check this fragrance out if you have yet to. And last but definitely not least, I have here two fragrances from the same brand, Tom Ford. And of course I have one from the signature line and one from the private line, both incredibly popular. So from the signature line, we have Tom Ford Noir Extrême. I am very curious to try the new Parfum version, which was released this year. This one is fantastic. It's a spicy vanillic scent with this kulfi accord, which is an Indian dessert. It's wonderful. I absolutely love it. You have here cardamom, vanilla, a bit aromatic, and the end result is this gourmand, still very elegant. It's one of the most elegant gourmand fragrances actually, and very unique creation. It's wonderful, and it's perfect for the holiday and winter season and it's still warm, very cozy. It's a fragrance that it will not project a lot, but it will last the entire day or night. And from the private blend, I mean, it's an old love for me. It's just wonderful. It is none other than Tobacco Vanille, another fragrance that doesn't need any introduction. This was groundbreaking when it was released back in 2007. This is part of the original private blend collection, and since then you have so many fragrances that are inspired by or shamelessly copying, cloning this fragrance, but this is still my favorite in this category. Tobacco Vanille is, of course, tobacco and vanilla, like the name implies, but you have also dried fruits, spices. You have a honey feel in here also. Ambery is delicious. Cinnamon, I mean, this is a spicy, sweet, gourmandish fragrance that's to die for. It smells like Christmas, and it fits the category: warm, cozy, and also spicy, of course. Wonderful. It's one of my favorites in this genre, one of my all-time favorite tobacco fragrances. Although the tobacco here, it's not the most prominent note. For me, it's more about the vanilla, the spices, the dried fruits, and then you have a tobacco leaf in here. But it's, for me, the best, still the best in this genre. Now, I don't know, a lot of people say that this was heavily reformulated and now doesn't smell as good. I don't know about that. This is the batch code is A28. I already have this for 4 years, I would say. So I have this fragrance for quite some time. It's a wonderful scent. Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. Great performance, at least on my skin. It's just one of the best fragrances out there. Now let's talk about niche fragrances. And the first one is, well, the best vanilla fragrance in the market, in my opinion. The very best. And it's from the house of Indult. And this fragrance was created by Francis Courtin. It's Tihota. Absolutely love Tihota, love at first sniff. I immediately grabbed the bottle when I first tried on my skin in the store. This fragrance is just vanilla and musk. And it has this fluffiness, this like vanilla cupcake feel. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. This is warm and coziness to the max. Oh, okay. This is the best vanilla that you can buy, and it's expensive. It's, when I purchased this one, the price tag was 180 euros, 180 for 50 ml. Now currently, I don't know if they raise up the price because of the inflation or not, but it's still expensive. But you get the best vanilla in the market, in my opinion. Very unique, and although, I mean, vanilla, you can smell vanilla everywhere, literally everywhere, but to smell a proper vanilla perfume, it's not easy. It's not easy. Usually it's cheap smelling, either it's overly sweet. Usually it's because it's overly sweet and sugary. This one, no. This one is perfectly balanced. It's Tihota by Indult. Next fragrance from house of Papillon, Bengale Rouge. I absolutely love this fragrance. Bengale Rouge is all about honey, cinnamon. You have this fresh baked bread accord that it's just to die for. You have amber. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. One of the best gourmand fragrances. So smooth and everything, it's so well balanced, and I have a natural feeling to the. This fragrance is just addictive, yummy, and it's warm and cozy. I love gourmand fragrances, so this is an easy winner for me. And if you love gourmand fragrances, check this one out. It's a must try. It's Bengale Rouge by Papillon. Great performance. I think this is a eau de parfum. Yes, eau de parfum concentration, but this lasts. the entire day, and if you spray on your clothing, it will stay a couple of days at least. Next fragrance from the house of Baruti Chai. Now Chai had some attention some years ago, but now I really don't hear anything about this fragrance, and this brand overall really deserves some attention. It's an indie brand from Netherlands, and I already had the opportunity to meet the parfumeur and the owner, the founder of Baruti. If I'm not mistaken, he is Greek. I don't recall the name because it's a bit complicated name. I think he's Greek, and he already created some fantastic scents, including this one. So I have 4 fragrances from this brand, so it means that I really do care and really enjoy this brand. Therefore, his fragrances are very unique, bold. It's really like indie. It's proper indie perfumery, which I really do like when it's done well, of course. So Chai, it's for me one of the best tea fragrances out there. This is chai tea, but very spicy chai tea. It's so good. It's very warm. This is a warm, spicy chai tea. I love tea fragrances, and tea fragrances have this warmth, this coziness that I love. And this one is just to die for. It's intense, it's rich, it's thick, and it's still smooth at the same time, if that makes sense. This is an extrait de parfum, and all his fragrances are extrait de parfum. This is a 30 ml, and 30 ml is all you will get from all of his fragrances, and it's all you need, because these fragrances are thick and heavy. Wow, this is one of the best tea fragrances, period, and a very unique tea fragrance. Then I have Perverso, which it's a bomb. Perverso is a bomb. It's roasted nuts with coffee, cacao, with woods. I mean, you have everything in there. It's like, for me, an intensified, thicker version of By the Fireplace, but different, because By the Fireplace feels sweeter, and the Perverso is more, it's not as sweet, and it's more smoky and more raw, if that makes sense. Then I have also Damacupa, which is also one of my favorite iris fragrances, and Tindrer, not Tinder, Tindrer, which is an amazing green fragrance, like full-on galbanum. But Chai, it's the coziest fragrance that I have, and from this brand, and I think it's the coziest fragrance from this brand overall, and I think it's the most popular. I think it's the best seller from the brand. I think, don't quote me on that, but it's definitely one of the most popular fragrances from this brand, Baruti. Again, a very spicy chai tea with resins. Fantastic fragrance right here. The next fragrance is an amber, and of course, amber for me, it's probably the coziest accord that you can have, the warmest and the coziest accord. And of course, I could have mentioned, I mean, any amber would suit here, but I wanted to highlight this amber because it's been a while since I highlighted this amber fragrance from the house of Parfum d'Empire, Ambre Russe. This is the old 100 ml, when they still were producing 100 ml fragrances, which is a shame because I was very excited to try. This was when from a time when I was experiencing Parfum d'Empire. This was a year, like 3-4 years ago, when I purchased this one, Ambre Russe, and the other one is it's a Chypre, it's a modern Chypre fragrance, Azmour les Orangers. But since then, it was a year, I think by the end of that year or the year after, they just changed their mindsets. They just changed their policy and stopped producing 100 ml and just start producing just 50 ml, which for me was like a kick in the butt. really, because Parfum d'Empire was best for me. It was the best bang for your buck in terms of niche fragrances, because a 100 ml, when they were producing these, it was 130 euros retail. Yes. All eau de parfum, and I mean it was like a steal in general. And now the 50 ml is 108. Some are more expensive even. It was when I a bit gave up on the brand, because I feel that I was being robbed. But that doesn't mean that their fragrances are still not are not good, because they are. I mean, they have the Cuir Ottoman, they have Le Cri, they have quite a few. Musc Tonkin, which is an animalic fragrance, an amazing animalic fragrance. So they have quite a few great, fantastic, unique creations that I think, well, I will maybe forget. I think it's time to forget what they did and just like accept that they just now produce 50 mls. But I need to revisit their collection. I mean, Rich Mitch, he's doing a fantastic job by reviewing the entire brand. I will leave the link of Rich Mitch in the description box down below. One of my favorite fragrance reviewers currently. And I think this one, Ambre Russe, is also one of his favorites. So Ambre Russe has this sparkly booziness, because you have a champagne accord and vodka in here. Then you have, of course, amber, you have dried fruits. So this is a sparkly, boozy, warm, cozy amber. And it's very unique. It's a unique amber fragrance, I would say. I love the sparkliness of this fragrance. The sparkly, effervescent bubbliness. It really gives a unique touch, and it gives a very festive touch as well. I really do like this one. It's one of my favorite ambers, and again, very warm and cozy. It's Ambre Russe by Parfum d'Empire. Next fragrance from the house of Frederic Malle, Musc Ravageur. And this is warm, cozy, and sexiness in a bottle. This is one of my favorites from this brand. Musc Ravageur is musk, of course, this furry musk with a heavy vanilla with cinnamon. Oh, it's so good and delicious. It's so addicting. So this is the current formulation. I mean, I purchased this one already like a couple of years ago, or either last year or a couple of years ago. Now I don't recall, but it's one of the most recent formulations, because the original one was more heavy in the animalics and it was pissy even. This one, the animalic touch, it's definitely toned down. I don't get any pissiness in here. It's the only animalic touch that I get. It's really this furry musk. It's still present. It's in here, but the vanilla and the cinnamon are more enhanced, and you have this creamy vanilla, very delicious vanilla with cinnamon, like a cinnamon bun. I love this. I really do like it with an animalic touch. It's one of my favorite fragrances from this brand. It's Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle, a very warm and sexy fragrance. And last but definitely not least, if you are a gourmand lover like I am, you need to experience this one. From the house of Pantheon Roma, Trastevere. This one right here. Trastevere is delicious. This is an extrait de parfum. This is a very underrated brand. They have one which is Dolce Passione, which it's one of my all-time favorite chocolate fragrances. This one is like white chocolate, hazelnut and white chocolate, or white chocolate with hazelnut. It's how this smells like. Oh, it's so good. It's so nutty and creamy and chocolatey and vanillic. Oh, it's really good. And doesn't smell cheap. It smells realistic, like a realistic chocolate, white chocolate with hazelnuts. Amazing, amazing. And a bit honeyed. Also has like a honey touch in here. I mean, this fragrance is one of the best gourmand fragrances out there, one of the best white chocolate fragrances. And white chocolate is not an accord that you see very often. I mean, I think they don't list white chocolate as an accord, but the end result, it's white chocolate, for me at least. Then you have white chocolate accord in Coromandel by Chanel, which it's a fragrance that I could have mentioned also in this video, but well, because I already talked about Coromandel a lot, I wanted to highlight other fragrances. But Trastevere is really a fragrance that you must check if you have yet to. If you love gourmand fragrances, please, Trastevere is the wild card of this video, I guess. It's fantastic scent from Pantheon Roma, very unique bottle presentation. This is a 50 ml. Now they also have 100 ml, which is of course will be more expensive, but I mean 50 ml is all you need because this is an extrait and this will last and project, and like this, the performance of Trastevere and Dolce Passione are fantastic. So yeah, Trastevere, it's also a very warm, cozy, yummy, delicious fragrance that you definitely need to check out. Again, this creamy white chocolate with hazelnuts with a touch of honey, so yummy. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was the last fragrance of this video. Hope you enjoyed this theme. I know it's not the most original, but still I like to talk about warm, cozy, spicy gourmand fragrances because it's one of my favorite genres in perfumery overall. So tell me in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video. What fragrances would you suggest me to try? And see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Ciao.